Hello, my gorgeous Cancerians. How are you doing? I hope that you're doing incredibly well. So this is going to be a reading for your next 72 hours. So we're going to do a little prediction and just see what energies are coming up for you. If there's an important event or experience that you might be having that it would help you to know about, what will be influencing you, get you some advice, all that good stuff, okay? I did channel a crystal as well. I felt called to do that. So this isn't necessarily something that you need to pick up. You can if you feel called to it. It's not an expensive crystal. And it is really helpful. But also crystals can, they're sentient beings. They can send their energy as well, or transmit or send activations. So if you do feel that you resonate with this crystal, since this is the one for you, then feel free to just ask to be tuned into the energy of it. So your crystal that I felt called to share with you is chrysoprase. This is a raw form, and I like it because it looks like a brain to me. It's very bright green. I don't know if you can really tell, but it is green. I have another piece as well, but this is the one that wanted to come through for you. And chrysoprase is honestly, it's a very strong, probably one of the strongest, aside from malachite, I would say this is the strongest heart chakra, heart healing crystal, and crystal for like the emotional balancing that I have ever used. So chrysoprase is known for manifesting optimism, joy, happiness. It is known for being one of the best mood stabilizers in terms of crystals. It also aids in opening and healing deep emotional scars, sorrow, and suffering. So it can help you relieve isolation and grief. And it's very healing. So it helps to activate and open your heart chakra, and then very, very, very healing as well. So let's see. Is there anything else about this crystal that I want to share that's coming through? It helps you to get in touch with your emotional body more. And then by being more in tune with yourself, you can realize your own inner strength that you possess. So it kind of makes things feel more manageable, especially in terms of emotional processing, and the processing or cleansing of negative energies. It also helps activate and unlock your solar plexus chakra as well, though. So your personal will. So then you're kind of connected to your will and the belief that anything can happen, as well as your heart. That's quite a powerful place to be. So yeah, I would highly recommend chrysoprase. It taps you into serenity. It taps you into the heart and happiness. So I think that it's quite a lovely crystal. It is quite gentle, but again, pretty powerful. It definitely helps you build compassion for yourself and awareness. And also to know or to recognize the connection between yourself and nature and all living things. So it helps you feel connected to all things as well. So I'm going to leave this crystal on the table somewhere here for you. I'll move it to a more central position probably once I pull your cards. But that is the crystal that wants to come through for you guys. So maybe those will be some themes that are coming up in the next 72 hours for you. We'll see. All right. So with your crystal having been introduced, your little crystal friend, for today, or maybe energetically for the next 72 hours. Let me just give your tarot deck a little bit of a shuffle. I already cleansed and shuffled all the decks I'm using for you, but we're still going to do a little one on camera with you just to get your energy flowing through the deck. I don't read for a particular placement in your astrological chart either, so you can watch readings for your sun, moon, your rising, your Venus, really whatever you feel pulled to, okay? So if you're resonating with a specific sign, then don't overthink too much or get hung up on the placement or how strong it is in your chart. Just trust your intuition above all. Your birthday season is going to be here before you know it. That's exciting. Cancer season always fucks me up, to be completely honest. It's like it's the water sign that I don't have any personal planets in. The only one that I don't have a lot of energy in my chart, although my sun is in the 4th house. So that's something, right? All right, let's get you 5 cards here to look into the next 72 hours, Cancer. Whoa. Okay, 4 cards, I guess. We're going to use this. Oh, okay. That's going to be your theme. The 3 of Swords wanted to come out. All right. Let's see. Your energy that you are embodying, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. You might be paused while you do some healing here. An important event or experience. The 10 of Swords. Don't worry, we're gonna get into all this, okay? So don't panic. An important influence. Okay, good. Temperance. It's always good to have that as an important influence. Energy. And your advice. The Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay. All right, my darlings. Well, let's start with the theme here of the 3 of Swords that wanted to come out. I'm going to pull a Lenormand card as well to just further clarify and dive into that. You've got the 3 of Wands with Death at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So what I feel is that this is going to be creating some sort of big transformation or change in your life in some sort of way. That pain, perhaps, which is oftentimes how that happens, isn't it? A lot of the time we learn and we transform through a little bit of pain, a little bit of heartbreak. So it's nothing to be afraid of. It's just the human condition. And some of you, you're already feeling this. It's just the theme, like something has already taken place and you are just dealing with it over the next 72 hours. So let's get a Lenormand card to clarify that 3 of Swords for Cancer. For the theme of their next 72 hours. The theme. What's the theme in Cancer? Okay. The mice. Okay. The coffin here. Yeah, that makes sense. So the coffin, it does talk about a significant ending or event that has to do with loss or a sort of final closure of something here. So in terms of the mice, this Lenormand card, it talks about, it indicates things that are disruptive or unexpected in nature that kind of nibble away at you. Uneasiness and things that cause stress or worry, or maybe illness could sometimes be a factor as well. So overall, it talks kind of about loss, worry, things that erode at us, stress, illness, theft, potentially something being wasted, or the ongoing deterioration of something or something that kind of just gnaws away at you. So it is one of the 7 cards in the Lenormand that does have a negative energy attached to it. And in terms of timing, it talks about something that is quickly approaching. So for some of you, you've experienced the situation, like the actual event, that the ending or something that you're going to be maybe feeling some pain or grief surrounding, but maybe that hasn't completely hit you yet, like maybe you're not mourning yet, or you haven't had time to process through your emotions just yet. So let's see. Let's clarify that Three of Swords a little bit more. Can you tell me more about the cause of this? This could also be something happening to someone close to you, but it's just affecting you because it's the theme. It's not the energy that you yourself are embodying. You are embodying this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like this is either something's happening to you or else something has been gnawing away at you for a while. There's been a loss that you have not started processing emotionally yet for some reason. You've been maybe like avoiding it. And it could be being brought to the forefront during the next 72 hours. And then you're kind of putting something on pause, like something in your physical reality or your day to day. You could be taking the day off work. You could be, just having a night where you just kind of bum out in your sweats and watch a movie and cry, or, it doesn't have to be super, super heavy, but I do feel like you're processing something here. So tell me more about this Three of Swords. Why is this the theme for Cancer's next couple days here? I'm just getting the sense that this is something that is kind of like, it's catching up to you in a way. I don't feel for many of you that this is a new event, really, that's occurring. The King of Wands, okay. Is the King of Wands Cancer? Oh. No, there you are. The Chariot in reverse. Okay, so this could be someone that you were trying to build something with, the King of Wands. That you were in collaborative partnership with, that you took a leap of faith with, maybe out into the unknown. And then something potentially became, like you became aware of something maybe after you had taken a risk or a leap towards someone. Can you tell me more about who the King of Wands is to Cancer? But I feel like outside of this being your card, the Chariot, I feel like you took a leap towards someone that you find, this would be someone you find very attractive, someone who is very charismatic, very charming. Very, very attractive to you. You would have felt probably a little magnetized to this person. But then I feel like there was an emotional blockage or something stopped in its tracks there with the Chariot in reverse. Something that was moving forwards. Tell me more about who this King of Wands is to Cancer, please. What's the connection between Cancer and this King of Wands? Let me see. The Four of Wands. For some of you, it is family. For others of you, it's someone who you had a relationship with, who you were, I feel like this is someone that you love. And the connection, whether that's a friendship, a family relationship, or someone that you're in a romantic partnership with, Cancer, I feel like it's dissolved a little bit, that connection. And now you're trying to move forwards in the way that you think about it. But there's some sort of emotional confusion because you still feel quite connected to this person, I feel like. But something is not moving forwards, or maybe the situation or the opportunity was ripped away from you. You're still seeing this person, the King of Wands, in the upright though. So that could be why it's kind of still pulling at you, because it is someone that you're still attracted to. Can you tell me more about the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, this energy that Cancer is embodying? Why are they in this energy? So you're slowed down, whether this is just in regards to this connection and this one experience or engagement, or whether this is just overall you're taking a time out here. It feels like it's because your confidence has taken a hit with all of the yellow on this card as well. I'm getting that someone may have walked away from you or distanced themselves from you, but you have not been able to disconnect from them yet. So there's this feeling of almost like a them-shaped hole in your life a little bit right now that you might feel the void of. You might be processing through that loss. Tell me about that Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The Two of Pentacles in reverse. There's been a decision made here and acted on with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. It could be that you're taking a pause as well to decide where you want to go from here. Because, yeah, there's grief. I'm seeing the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You're grieving something here. And there's a defensiveness and a fear tied to what you still don't know about the past. So it feels like you're making the decision, maybe you're not moving forwards right now, but you're making some sort of choice as to how to deal with just what is happening. Maybe how to process your emotions, maybe how to create a sense of closure for yourself if this person or the situation is not giving that to you. Yeah, because you know that you need to move forwards and you don't want to stay stuck too long making assumptions because it feels heavy. And there's this sense of scarcity or lack the more that you sit and kind of wait and watch the horizon, waiting for someone, I feel like. But you are looking to the horizon for something, and that is an active choice that you're making. So I don't know if this is like you putting yourself on pause to wait for something that you feel like is coming back, and it's just a matter of time, or if this is a decision that you're making to look towards the future and try to take your mind off of what you have experienced. So is this Cancer like pausing themselves to wait for what has left over here? Can you tell me that, yes or no? No. It's you looking towards the future, trying to drop the weight of something that left. I feel like what's hidden from you here, Cancer, is that this brought you quite a bit of anxiety in the state that it was in. You may have wanted commitment from something that was just not in its power, was not able to offer you that. It may have manifested, or you may have manifested a situation where you could collaborate with someone, and intuitively I think you felt that there's a strong connection, but something just did not happen. Like an opportunity just, it didn't get off the ground. It feels like there was high hopes and big dreams for something, but then it was like the person that you were having those big dreams with, they couldn't carry the weight of those dreams, or they couldn't follow through. It feels like they came in kind of a page energy. They maybe promised a lot, but they didn't really put the work in. I don't know. Something here felt unstable or imbalanced. And it seems like that was in a very physical way. So it could have been the time, effort, energy that they actually put into the connection, or you, was imbalanced. Like there wasn't total reciprocity or balanced reciprocity there. But I see this as you not waiting, which I prefer, right? I think that this is good. You can still hold space for your feelings for this person, and you can even still be open-hearted and open to the possibility of them coming back around and having a conversation if that's something you're interested in. But I think that it is a lot healthier for you to be looking forwards. It's interesting that this is the stone that came out that talks so much about helping with heavy emotions and grief. I'm actually going to put that here on the card with you to transmit some of that energy to you if you're open to receiving it, to just kind of help soothe your heart, because I feel like there is something here that is going on and you don't see everything about the situation yet. It's still unfolding, even if this is something that happened a little bit ago, like the actual initial break. This is something that's still unfolding in terms of your understanding of it, your emotional distance from it. You're still walking away, but you are still at a bit of a crossroads because you're trying to make sense logically so that you can get out of your head and maybe out of a state of paranoia as well surrounding things. I'm channeling, I don't remember what song this is, but I was listening to it earlier today. It just came up on a playlist, so that's why I can't remember exactly what song it is, but I heard these lyrics, this one line, and I thought like it reminded me, or I tuned in and I thought that's interesting. And he said something like, I know you're sorry, but I don't need to know why. I know that you're sorry, but I don't need to know why. In other words, like, I know you're sorry, but I don't want to find out the details of why you're so regretful or sorry, because that might end up actually hurting me more. So I'm not sure if there's something hidden here that is going to come to light where you realize that something is like you gain more painful sort of, I don't know, information about something. I feel that it gives you clarity, but I don't know if you love what you're hearing. So let's clarify this event or experience, the Ten of Swords, because I feel like that is something that is going to help us get a little bit more information. So this is something that is going to be happening over the next 72 hours. This could be something, though, where if it's an actual event, then it could be something like an abandonment, a betrayal, a rejection of some sort, something that just stresses you out and is painful. But if it's just an experience, then this could be your feelings or thoughts surrounding that coming up, or something new in your awareness coming up that causes you to have this like mental reaction to a situation that's already unfolded. So for all of you, this is not going to be something that is still to unfold. For some of you, I feel like it is just an experience or a reaction of that energy as an afterthought or a ripple out from something that's already happened that you're just receiving more insight into. So can you tell me, I'm going to get an oracle card here, a few. Tell me about this Ten of Swords. Tell me more about this event or experience. Okay. So it's Kelvin and Hobbes, and it says, if good things lasted forever, would we appreciate how precious they are? And it landed over here on the, like, around this. So yeah, that makes sense. So I feel that something did end that you did feel was precious, and it has been quite difficult for you to process that ending. You do still see it as a good thing that ended, right? Or a good thing that you wish could have lasted longer. Can you tell me more about the Ten of Swords? Tell me more about the Ten of Swords for Cancer. Okay. And our dreams will break the boundaries of our fear. Okay. Our dreams will break the boundaries of our fear. That came over here, fell over here. All right. So there's something that you did fearlessly pursue, Cancer. I feel like I said, you kind of leapt out into something, and I feel like it ended up being a bit of a destructive force in your life. But the thing is, I kind of feel like it was meant to break something down so that something could be resurrected. It's reminding me of that Fight Club quote where he's like, only after disaster can we be resurrected. Only after you've lost everything. It's only after you've lost everything that you're free to do anything. Nothing is static. Everything is evolving. Everything's falling apart. See, everything's falling apart. Good things don't last forever. I feel like this is still something that is in flux, though. Like, you're still seeing this person in the upright, in somewhat of a positive energy, even after experiencing all of this, you're still, again, kind of dreaming about it. It's like giving me this energy that you know you should make the choice to move forwards, and you are doing what you know is best for you. But there's this lingering energy, especially over the next 72 hours, where this is coming up in you. And I think it's coming up as a fear, and it's coming up because there's a dream or a desire that is tied to this fear that wants to be witnessed or faced so that you can break through the fear and go after the dream instead. It's like reminding yourself of a dream that is bigger than the fear so that you can kind of temper out or balance those emotions and move in sovereignty, knowing that you're safe to feel, that you can speak your truth, that you're not responsible for other people's actions or reactions, that you create and you choose your own reality, right? And you're responsible only for your own reactions. There's something here about that. So maybe you still feel quite tied to somebody else, or you still feel a little bit responsible maybe for how they could react to something. Maybe that's why you've been holding some of this in or back. It's like you potentially didn't want to make things worse. Can you tell me more? Is there anything else that we need to know about that Ten of Swords? Why is it coming up now? Why is it coming up now for Cancer? Because there's internal tension that needs to be worked out. And it's been building. It needs to be worked out so that you can walk away, like emotionally detach from something and put effort into something else that needs your attention and your energy. Because it feels like right now you are giving your attention and your energy, you're putting that effort into something that is not currently, it's like, it's not that it's not committed to you for sure, but it's the unknown. You don't know if it's committed to you. And so because you don't really know what's going on, it's making you feel quite insecure to stay connected to this thing. So again, I feel like you don't need to completely shut yourself down, but there is meant to be an emotional kind of like a healthy detachment here for your own sake, and sort of a refocusing of your attention and shifting of your trajectory so that you're not so single-mindedly focused on this. It's a lot of heavy mental energy, and I do see it kind of keeping you stuck or stagnant between the Chariot in the reverse and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Then there's also the Knight of Cups in the reverse here. This is your advice, so we'll get to that in a moment. Okay, I want to know about Temperance. This is Sagittarian energy, and this is the strongest influence on you, or the most prominent or impactful influence on you at this time that they want you to be aware of. So I do feel like you have support from your guides, from your ancestors, from those who you have loved, who have passed over. The Temperance card is a card of angelic energy, as well as an internal state of peace and harmony. So tell me more about Temperance. It also talks about expansion, because you have reached that internal state of balance, and because you can kind of hold the opposites, hold the duality within you, respect there's a lot more than just two, there's a lot more than just two poles within the idea of duality. There's kind of endless dualities within us. But because you're able to hold the opposites, or hold space for the entire array of your existence, basically, it allows for more expansion. So tell me about Temperance. Why is this an important influence or energy on Cancer over the next couple days? This is coming through as healing, though. It's a deeper healing that's taking place. It could be hope returning to a situation that has made you feel very insecure, anxious, and hopeless, or confused. I feel like that's clearing up. Okay, this is the Unknown card, so it's totally black. There's an unknown factor that's going to be coming in and playing a part here. Something that you don't see. It's interesting that that is like a void of unknown energy between this person. I wonder if this is that distance that your healing is putting between you and this person? What does this void or the unknown represent? What does that represent between Cancer and this person specifically? Yeah. You're disconnecting. I feel like, Cancer, I feel like you've been taking in a lot of this person's energy, actually. And I feel like they have been very in their own head. There's a strong sense of remorse. You see how in this 5 of Swords, the swords are pens, and they're in this book that says mistakes, and he is writing solutions, or this person is writing a list of solutions. I feel that this person has been very in their head. They know that they made mistakes. They do feel remorse, but they have not. It's like they're putting it on paper. They're trying to sort out how they want to clean up their mess, it feels like, even if just within their own head, how they're going to create closure surrounding this whole thing. But I feel like you've been taking some of that on. And I feel that this tempered state and this healthy detachment or disconnect between you and this person's energy, again, it doesn't mean that this is like you know, you cut cords with this person and you're never going to share a connection with them again. No, there is no way to permanently do that with a person, because anytime you want to reconnect, you just reconnect and a new bond is formed, right? So there's no need to worry about that ever. But like anything that is done when you take space from another energy can always be undone. But that's just a part of energetic sovereignty, being able to have boundaries when you want them, right? So there's something here where I feel you've been taking in a lot of this person's energy. And I think that it could just be hitting them that they were not cooperative and that they maybe lost something that was quite good because they were either not investing or because they were investing from a disempowered place. I feel that they're seeing that they made things difficult and heavy in the situation. Or maybe you're even seeing how this person made things difficult and heavy in the situation. And I feel that could be coming to that clarity the more that you put up those healthy boundaries and detach from this person's energy. It's like you're going to gain more emotional clarity, and you're going to see where someone was just, you know, not awake. Like they were not in their state of awakening. They may have been passionate. They may have been attractive. They may have known all the right things to say, but it's like there's something they weren't truly taking serious, or they weren't really understanding the seriousness of it or the weight of it, whether that was a responsibility, a promise, an investment, a relationship, but there's something. And I feel like this may be just striking or hitting this person as well, that they maybe were the deteriorating factor in all of this. So I think that the way that this energy is hitting this person now, you're tuned into it because you are so sensitive and empathetic and psychic or telepathic, right? So that is why it's important for you to have that degree of separation right now so that you can determine what is yours, what is not yours. You can deal with what is yours and your responsibility and what you actually have control over without taking on the static, the energetic static coming from over here. So your advice is the Knight of Cups in reverse. Both of these knights have their backs to, like their back is facing the card. Here, see? He's got his cup out, he's on his horse, and he's moving out into the ocean here. So let's see I'm going to pull an oracle card here from the, what deck is this called? The Sacred Self-Care deck, I think it's called, to get you some information on how you can really take care of yourself here at this time. And I'm also going to maybe clarify a little bit with the tarot as well. So just give me a second here to shuffle this deck. Let's see if Spirit has any recommendations for forms of self-care that will help you through over the next couple days when you're feeling a little bit heavy potentially. Spirit, what advice do you have for Cancer? How can they care for themselves in a positive way during this time? Okay, there's read. Okay, I think that's enough. So we've got read, use your hands, and ooh, sex. Okay. Use your hands for what, Cancer? Okay, so this could definitely be like, you know, self-pleasure, connecting with yourself to relieve some tension. I'm actually just getting connecting with your body overall in a sensual kind of way. You don't really need to be like full on masturbating, but you definitely could. But also just taking yourself, like being in your body, but not feeling like caged in. So creating something that you actually use your hands. I'm seeing gardening. I'm seeing someone gardening, so maybe you want to pair that with being in nature. Maybe you want to go out and actually do something here with your hands, create something. I'm going to get a clarifying card for each one of these actually before we move on. For some of you also, there's a message here about, with the Knight of Cups in reverse and sex, it's coming through like that might be part of cleansing out this person's energy, right? So let's say you are very attracted to this person with that King of Wands, you have that connection. Let's say you have some spicy material of this person that you use when you indulge in pleasure of the self. And yeah, you're not going to want to do that at this time because it's going to be a huge energetic, I mean, you can make your own choices, but it's not going to affect you in a positive way at this time to do that. You're going to be taking on a huge amount of this person's energy if you do. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. But just be aware of that. That is a massive energy exchange, because sexual energy is also life force energy. So just be very careful, because it feels like there's something that is maybe a little bit emotionally unavailable or detached from you. And again, maybe feeling some things like crashing in on them right now that are putting them in a state of emotional turbulence or numbness, or it really depends how they're dealing with this individually. But I do see that that's not something that you want to take on. It will be quite confusing for you to take on. So clarify this, use your hands, please, for Cancer. The Page of Swords in reverse. Yeah, to get out of your head, because I feel like some of you are making a lot of assumptions, and it's based on like worst case scenarios or things that you can't possibly know because you don't have the information. So there's something there where they want you to do something where you're using your body, you're using your hands, you're engaged with your senses. So even if it's like making a meal, creating something like, something creative or artistic, just doing something that you've never done before. Again, being out in nature, playing a sport. I'm just seeing you being engaged with your body in a way that takes you out of your mind here. Tell me more about this sex card or sex energy here for Cancer. Whoa. the Two of Cups. This is about you reconnecting with yourself again, is what that is. So there could be something that did kind of not diminish, but it deteriorated at you a little bit. It could have that could have been part of the insecurity that came up. Like you could have shared yourself physically with this person or been intimate or vulnerable in that way. And you could be feeling a little bit taken advantage of or exposed, a little bit used in a quite personal or intimate way. So this is really about you reconnecting with yourself, reintegrating your energy back into yourself and focusing your sexual and life force energy on yourself so that when not to get too I'm going to get into it because I'm Scorpio rising, but like when you come or when you orgasm, when you're focusing on yourself and your own empowerment, rather than fantasizing about something outside of you, you are essentially like an inverted volcano. So instead of pushing all of that life force energy and power out of you, you are pushing it back. You're into you. You can kind of see it as an inverted volcano. Because I feel like you did give some sexual energy to this person, whether it was like directly through sex or whether it was fantasy or just attraction. And in a way it was fueling this person. I don't think they were pulling it from you, but it was deteriorating you in a way. And I think that it was also blocking your intuition and definitely making it hard for you to emotionally detach. So tell me about this reading card as well. So reading could also be a way that you can, reading is a way that you can use your mind in a way that's not going to cause you more pain emotionally. So it's a healthy escape, essentially. So if you do need a little bit of a break, you might want to read something that puts you in a different world, in a different mindset, or a different space altogether. I've been reading this fantasy series, and when I just feel like I want to escape, but in a healthy way, I open those books and I kind of just can go somewhere else for a while, but I'm still feeling like I'm doing something productive. I'm still using my mind, my imagination, but not towards something that is detrimental or is going to keep on feeding negative emotions that I'm ready to process through and then release, right? So I actually want to read a little bit out of the book for these, or just see if there's anything else that comes up that is significant for any of these in the book that I may have missed that could be important. So the mantra that goes with this one is, I enjoy expanding my mind. So it says that reading opens us up to new perspectives and expands our minds. Get your hands on a book that gets you excited. Turn the experience of discovering what's just right for you into an adventure, and take some time each day to read at least a few pages. Okay, let's see about the using your hands. Okay, so the mantra is, I create magic with my hands. It says, what do you feel called to make or fix? Do anything that piques your curiosity and reminds you how empowering it can be to create your reality with your own two hands. You can get crafty and do some do-it-yourself projects, bring life into or color an old piece of furniture by repainting it, or make original art to adorn your walls and beautify your home. Is there something broken around the house that's an easy fix? Or just getting your hands dirty by weeding a flower bed or tightening the screws on a loose door hinge will give you a feeling of accomplishment that can fuel your confidence as you tackle bigger and more complex issues in your life. So this is about feeling capable by doing small things that give you that sense of accomplishment. And then lastly, the sexy time card. So the mantra is, I am experiencing the cosmic orgasm. It says there's a deep well of joy, bliss, and healing available to us through sex when it's treated as a sacred experience of divine union. To achieve the deepest states of pleasure and connection, we must have an open heart and body, trust, and be able to hold the frequency of pure presence. Tune into your body's innate wisdom to uncover what kind of sexual experience or lover you would like to call in. Through this reflection, acknowledge your sexual history. Be honest with yourself about any limiting beliefs, blocks, or trauma you need to work through. If there's a lot to unpack here, you may want to seek the support of a professional. So this is about you becoming comfortable exploring your own body, expressing your unique essence, desires, and emotions, and also finding additional layers of pleasure. It's about cultivating your own potent life force energy so that you can channel it into all areas of your life. So there's something here where you may have been connected, like I said, to someone who was emotionally unavailable, someone who didn't have an open heart or body, someone who did not trust or was not trustworthy, or who just was not present with you. And I feel like this is about calling your energy back and kind of pointing it in a direction that's going to, again, inverted volcano, so that you can channel it into areas of your life and feel like you are giving back to yourself there. So that's what I'm seeing for the next couple days here, Cancer. I do see you processing something a little heavy, but I see you making ground. I see you making some leeway here with this. So I'm sending you lots and lots of love. Feel free to check your other placements or cross-watch for someone you care about to get more insight. And if this isn't your story or this does not resonate with you, that is totally fine. You can just check out another reading or another sign, or just catch me in the next one, okay? I'm sending you lots and lots of love, Cancer, and I hope that you're doing okay. Mwah. Bye for now, babes.